This is the 5th tier of the internet iceberg. We'll be covering a mix of some more obscure topics and some even more known ones. Chip Jan. Quickly TLDR this topic. Chip Jan is a woman from South Korea who is very likely mentally ill that claims to be held hostage by a police officer simply known as P. The reason why she's called Chip Chan is because she strongly believes she has a microchip planted in her by Officer P. 4chan first discovered her in 2008 when she was streaming on webcam websites constantly. Lives in a small and cramped apartment. She has signs up everywhere in Korean. She generally spends the time surfing the web and sleeping most of the time. According to her, she's been living this way since 1996. She claims she can't leave the apartment due to the microchip planted in her head, because she fears Officer P will find out. However, she has changed residence several times. She doesn't contact the police because she fears that Officer P will find out. There are those that do believe her story, others believe hers is simply just an art project, or believe she is very likely mentally ill. The sun vanished.
This afternoon, panic is taking hold on the nation in response to the sudden disappearance of the sun, with violent riots taking place in just about every major city. We are receiving an influx of reports of ransacking and looting from New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, Dallas, and Washington, D.C.
The Sun Vanished is an ARG which details a man's experience with living in a post-apocalyptic world after the disappearance of the sun. The story is detailed on 2 different Twitter accounts. Twitter account The Sun Vanished starts out with a tweet saying help. It later goes on to say it's late in the morning, still dark outside. He then posts a video of a fake CNN broadcast saying that the sun had vanished and the riots are breaking out. It also says they can hear the tornado sirens in the next county over. But eventually the television broadcast signals eventually shut off. The other account, Tucker, in the account, Tucker says that his parents and sister were wiped out by some sort of a blue light. Elliot Rogers. Elliot Roger was a misogynist terrorist who took the lives of 6 people and injured 14 others on the 23rd of May 2014 in Isla Vista, United States of America. Most notably, just before the killings, he published a series of videos to YouTube. He also created a manifesto which he sent to a various array of people, including his parents and a therapist. In the videos, he described his frustration on not being able to get a girlfriend, and also expressed his hatred of women, especially interracial couples. So he was also racist as well. This is despite the fact that he was a result of an interracial couple. His father was a white British man and his mother was a Malaysian. He is what we would regard as an incel, an involuntary celibate. Incels are people who are unable to find themselves a girlfriend. Usually they gather on incel forums, and they're usually filled to the brim with sexism. Incels often harbour self-pity, racism, narcissism, and so forth. Even anti-Semitism has been found in these forums. Meatspin. Meatspin is a shock site featuring a clip from an adult film with the 1985 song You Spin Me Right Around. The site was originally launched on the 10th of March 2005. It is alleged that the clip was from a transsexual adult film called T.S. Bitches. Throughout the 2000s, many people made reaction videos on YouTube.
Oh no! Oh, this is disgusting! Oh!
To the shock site, just like many others, like Tub Girl, 2 Girls, 1 Cup, etc. The domain ended up expiring in 2012, but then was quickly renewed. But then it was taken down again on the 12th of March 2013 and hasn't been renewed since. Just before this though, a few weeks ago, a man from Florida State University hacked all of the computers in the school and redirected them all to Meatspin. Satan's Sphinx. Satan's Sphinx is a video that was allegedly banned by the US government because it caused people to take their own life. It contained very loud noises, gory imagery. Most notably, there is an image associated with the alleged lost video. It features a man and woman and a child, supposedly the boy's parents, with the masks on. It was used on the Hell Horse album, Decade of Dust, although the image actually predates the album. The earliest known reference to Satan's Sphinx was on Yahoo Answers in 2009. The YouTuber Scare Theater did 3 videos analysing the subject. In his second video, he got emails from 2 random people, one of which worked for a company. One of the people in the emails claimed that the video was a test prototype of a form of subliminal binaural video. The man in question works for a company that specialises in subliminal messaging and subliminal research. They ended up removing the video because it was ineffective, and he also said it had nothing to do with the government. It was originally called IST 801 and released in 2001. In the second nibble, a man claimed he made the video in order to punish his girlfriend because she was mean to him. History has pretty much been thoroughly debunked at this point. Temple OS. Temple OS is a biblical-themed operating system on the internet. Its creator, Terry A. Davis, designed it to be the third temple described in the Bible. He developed it after he had a series of manic episodes in which he described for a revelation from God. It strongly resembles that of a Commodore 64. It also had a flight simulator, compiler, and a kernel. It has received mostly sympathetic reviews. The story concerning its creator is more tragic though. Terry A. Davis most likely was originally diagnosed with bipolar disorder but was later diagnosed with schizophrenia. He started experiencing them in 1996. After his diagnosis, he was effectively unemployed for the remainder of his life. He passed away after he was hit by a train in 2018. This man was an internet hoax from the 2000s, where on a website called Ever Dream This Man, compiled a list of stories of thousands of people around the world seeing this one face of a particular person. It had claimed that over 3,000 people had contacted the website. There were 5 theories that suggested what it could possibly be. The first one was the archetype theory, meaning that it's the unconscious archetypal image people see during very difficult situations. The second theory was the religious theory, meaning that he's a manifestation of God. The third theory is the dream surfer theory, meaning that an outside force is implanting the man's face in people's dreams. The fourth theory is the dream imitation theory, meaning that people dream about the man after hearing about it. The daytime recognition theory means that it suggests that poorly remembering faces from their dreams. However, of course, like I mentioned in the beginning, it was exposed as a hoax. It was created by an Italian marketer called Andrea Natella in 2008 as a form of a guerrilla marketing stunt. Zeldax Love 64. Zeldax Love 64 was the YouTube username of Christina Grimmie. She would do covers of very popular songs by popular artists. Selena Gomez, Miley Cyrus, Christina Aguilera, etc. She started garnering a following and eventually was able to start a music career professionally. In 2016, Christina's life was cruelly taken from her after a crazed fan shot and killed her while at a meet and greet at a concert. The shooter later took his own life shortly afterwards. The person in question was obsessed with her to the point where he felt if he can't have her, then nobody can, effectively. Map community. MAPS, short for minor attracted people, this is a term used on social media by, fans of the playground, effectively. The MAPS have tried to paint themselves as a part of the queer community, even designing their own flag, but members of the queer community have told people to steer clear of it and called it out. Understandably, queer people have been upset given the constant connotation of pedophilia sided with queer people, effectively.
Dipper Goes to Taco Bell. Quickly summarised, Dipper Goes to Taco Bell is a disturbing fan fiction featuring 2 characters from the show Gravity Falls. Dipper Puns goes to Taco Bell to get some food, obviously. However, shortly after eating his taco, he gets diarrhea, so he goes to the bathroom. In the bathroom, he gets turned on by his fecal matter and other bodily fluids. He then later cuts himself and dies of blood loss. After that, his twin sister Mela discovered his corpse, and her life is taken by a Taco Bell employee. Afterwards, the employee cleans out the bathroom stall and makes them into tacos.
Plasma Master Don. Plasma Master Don is a YouTube username of Donzel Edward Owens Jr. His YouTube channel consisted of him doing covers of songs by well-known artists. He originally ran 2 other channels in the late 2000s which consisted of the same content, but they were hacked and removed. He started the Plasma Master Don channel in 2012, but in 2020 things came crashing down on him. Nick Crowley published a video on him saying that he could be a registered child offender. There was a picture of him on 2 registered child offender websites. He originally discovered it on the Armwood Reality subreddit. A few days after the post on Armwood Reality, Plasma Master Don announced that he'll be taking a break from YouTube. His reasoning for it was the fact that his health was hindering his seeing abilities. On the 21st of December 2020, he was confirmed to have passed away in hospital due to an illness. Eye Has a Bucket. Eye Has a Bucket is a website of a very large and fat seal holding a bucket. The situation in the image appears to suggest that the seal is upset for the bucket being taken away from them. The seal was a real-life elephant seal named Minazo who lived in Japan, in its Enoshima aquarium. He was well known for his signature pose, which consisted of him holding a blue bucket against his torso while he poked his tongue out. On the 7th of October 2005, the Japan Times reported that the elephant seal had passed away. The Eye Has a Bucket meme was originally an image macro on YMTD. Feed the Head. Feed the Head is a point-and-click game. You click on various different parts of the head and you can find ways to feed it. For example, you can even get a photo camera coming outside of its head. Clicking on the mouth may cause it to breathe fire. Sometimes removing its nose can cause it to grow a windpipe. You can even open the top and see other people's legs from sprouting out from it. And you can even fill the head with water. What's wrong with this picture? I am a little unsure of what this possibly could mean. According to the Iceberg, it says it's a video. I looked it up on YouTube and found an SNL skit, but I doubt that's what it's referring to. It doesn't have a not safe for work tag to it though. If anyone knows what this is, comment below. Poochie and Pansy. Poochie and Pansy is a YouTube web series that consists of 7 episodes and features 2 puppies called Poochie and Pansy who try to rescue a kitten from a witch. Despite its wholesome appearance, it actually contains a lot of horror themes such as jump scares and blood. The first episode aired in 2009 and the last one aired in 2012. It was created by Adult Family Entertainment. According to Dream Axiom, they are now remastering the series. Bobby Yare. Bobby Yare is a psychological horror film directed and created by Robert Morgan. In the film, a creature called Bobby, who strongly resembles a rabbit, comes home with the hairy worm-like creature pet that he stole from someone. He pushes a red button on it and 2 pulp creatures come out of it. One began to spill red sperm seeds all over to the floor. It then sucked up all the sperm to produce an egg. The egg hatches a very bizarre and hairy creature, and then it morphs into a giant baby head that kills the worm. Later, Bobby comes back to the home and then transforms into a giant octopus creature when it is threatened. It kills everyone in the room. Then Bobby ends up giving birth to a bizarre creature, which later decapitates him. The head eventually floats up through a hole in the ceiling. Rate My Poo. Rate My Poo is a subreddit where you can rate people's shits for a living. The Grifter.
The Grifter is a video from the late 2000s. Its story began on 4chan, when 4chan users began trolling each other about this supposed lost creepy video, and then it traumatized them. The video actually didn't exist, but in 2009 someone did post a video, supposedly claiming it was the actual Grifter video. However, the footage is actually from a film called Little Otik. The original post of the thread later admitted to making it up. They based it off some sort of creepy thing from their childhood. Futuristic Hub.
Ton of letters. Let's see what this one says. Dear Santa, I don't want anything this year for Christmas.
Futuristic Hub was a Minecraft animation channel that usually animated softcore porn. In later years, he started animating crossovers. However, this story actually goes further with the person behind the channel. The guy didn't like people criticizing him, so he started harassing them. Like, the man literally threatened to shut down YouTube's channels because they simply criticized him or called him out for who he was. The man basically ruined his own career, and the channel is now deleted, though you can view re-uploads on the platform.
Deathbed videos. This entry is referring to a series of videos of cartoon characters supposedly dying on their deathbed. People in the comment section are usually sarcastically mourning the deaths of these beloved cartoon characters. One of which features SpongeBob SquarePants. It features most of the cast of SpongeBob SquarePants, plus some other characters from other animated shows. He is hooked up to a dialysis machine, and then in the end, obviously, he passes away.
Vaporon Copypasta.
The Vaporon Copypasta is referring to a post posted on 4chan in 2018, discussing the sexual compatibility of the Pokemon Vaporon with male humans. They argued that because of Vaporon's height, she could theoretically handle a male member. Obviously this is a troll post on 4chan, so it's literal bestiality, and I don't think Vaporeon can breed with humans anyway, or any Pokemon for the record. The Subspace Emissaries World's Conquest / The Loud House revamped. The Subspace Emissary World's Conquest is a Super Smash Bros. Fanfiction that is believed to be the longest ever made. It has a total of 221 chapters and began in 2008. It stars two people called Chris and Lucario, who embark on a quest to stop the Subspace Emissary from taking all over the worlds. It also involves a lot of the other Super Smash Bros. Brawl cast. The Loud House revamped. The Loud House Revamped is another absurdly long fanfiction. It revolves around characters from the Nickelodeon show The Loud House. It involves the author of the fanfic, as well as the characters of The Loud House, where he moves Royal Woods in Michigan, where he embarks on a series of adventures fighting evil with the Loud House gang. Corgi Orgy. Corgi Orgy is just another one of those useless websites. It features a few dozen or so animated gifs of corgis swimming in water. After you enter the website, there are also much larger ones who hop on the screen as well. Carl Mayer. Carl Mayer is another one of those creepy videos. It starts out with children laughing, along with a picture or drawing of two young children that are black and white. It then transitions to pictures of flowers in a field. The flowers in the picture change colour rapidly, and singing is added in the backdrop of the laughing. The laughing starts to turn into a squeal before a picture of Pennywise is briefly shown. The flower field appears again before someone in a mask shows up. And then of course there's more pictures of various different flower fields. Then at the 157 mark, a distorted photo of a clown appears, or saturated I should say. After that there is a photo of an explosion which starts to pixelate. Then there is a photo of the day sky, which also starts to pixelate. Then after that there is a colorized photo of a couple and a few people in the early 20th century. After that there's mostly just a repeat of the same flower field stuff and Pennywise again, as well as a picture of a train and theatre hall. Rainbow Dash Cum Jar. The Rainbow Dash Cum Jar is a 4chan project by a man who is slowly filling a jar with a My Little Pony figurine in it with cum. It began in 2014. At that point only contained a little bit of his cum. In November of 2014, he revealed he accidentally boiled the jar when he left it on a radiator. He also had an additional glass of cum. The 30th of November 2014, he posted the now infamous photo of the jar. In 2016, he revealed that he now has a separate jar for his ejaculation. In 2017, the person behind the account announced that they put the contents of the jar into another one. Passive-aggressive passwords. Passive-aggressive passwords is a website that if you put certain passwords in, it will tell you how strong the password is. Of course, it's not to be taken seriously, as if you enter a password in, it will usually give you a humorous response. For example, I put mine in, and it said perhaps this was good 10 years ago. The only way to actually test your password strength is to basically just put a bunch of letters and numbers in, and it usually, as well as some other characters, and that usually makes it very strong. Treats for Beasts. Treats for Beasts is a YouTube channel and web series that was created by Jordan Dennis. The most popular video is Who Wants to Gnaw on Human Bones. In the video, there's a very heavily distorted voice that chants that phrase continuously. There are also several animated videos. Usually all those video titles have lowercase letters. Cooper Family Picture. The Cooper Family Picture is an infamous viral photo from the internet. It features two women and two children. In the background, you can see what appears to be a body falling from the ceiling. According to the story that's been floating around the internet, in the 1950s, the Cooper family in Texas bought an old house and moved into it. Apparently the father took a picture of the kids and mother and grandma at the dining table. They looked happy, seemingly, but when they saw the picture, they saw to their horror a body in the background. Now, this story is of course completely fabricated. According to hoaxes.org, it appears the story came about in 2013, but the photo itself is a bit more mysterious. It appears to have been posted to a website called legotti.net. Someone called Xavier Ortega posted the photo to a so-called ghost theory, which was in a gallery of retro creeps, scary portraits from the past. So the image was possibly created as a piece of horror art, but then later on was mistaken for an actual vintage photo. However, a more likely theory is that it could be a case of double exposure, meaning the photo is real, possibly. Back in the day, you could splice two images together, accidentally. One way you could do this is if you went into the dark room and the developer projected the two images together with the light. Possibly in Michigan. Possibly in Michigan is a 1983 short film created by Cecilia Condit. In the film, two women are at a department store in a shopping centre. They have been followed by a man called Arthur. The film is said to be about male violence against women. The filming locations were at Beechwood Place in Beechwood, Ohio, which is in Cleveland. In recent times, the video has garnered a following on TikTok and Gen Z in general. In 1985, the film was shown on the 700 Club, where they condemned it as anti-gay and anti-family. Pro-gay and anti-family, sorry. Also in the film, the women seemed to be humming very loudly. My Sister. My Sister is a video of a woman trying on various different outfits, however, something is very unnatural about her face. In one of the dress-ups, she eventually removes the mask. We're then shown a shot of her eating at a table, and she also plays around with her face for a little bit. I'm sure people are probably wondering what the truth behind this unsettling video is. Donkey Kong Country 2 Stickerbush Symphony. Stickerbush Symphony is a music track from the game Donkey Kong Country 2. It plays in the levels Bramble Blast, Bramble Scramble, First Type of Screech's Spirit, and the Bramble portion of Animal Antics. It was originally meant for a water-based level, but there never was one, so they decided to reuse it for something else instead. The theme has been very popular with fans, leading to numerous remixes. Cake Farts. This is another one of those online shock videos from the late 2000s. It features a naked woman going over and expelling farts all over a bunch of cakes. The Cake Farts website was launched on the 17th of July 2008, but it has been taken down in 2013. Of course, shortly after the video's posting, people began posting reaction videos to it on YouTube.
Meat Sleep. Meat Sleep, now just known as simply Meat, is a YouTube channel that launched in 2014. It has channels comprised of 11 different people, coming from various different countries. Their videos generally involve cannibalism, stalking, and kidnapping. All of the videos are now private. A day before the channel's creation, a video uploaded to Vic.me, titled New Skin, was uploaded. It had the same style as the Meat videos.
On VK, some similar videos were also uploaded into a group page called Kubasava. On the Meat's YouTube channel launch, several of the Russian videos were uploaded to the platform. YouTube, I mean. There have been multiple theories proposing what this could possibly be. The first one being the multiple users theory, that multiple people are using the channel. Some people also seem to think Meat is possibly a serial killer. Of course, another theory is that Meat Sleep is actually an ARG. Someone named Jordan Newcomb had a YouTube channel featured on the account. Her only video was Sick Puppy Crying for Help, in which it featured a 6-week-old Chihuahua puppy named Bailey and was sick with the disease. She set up a GoFundMe, but it didn't raise much money though because it was taken down. Jordan said that they were being harassed and people claiming that they were swindling money out of people because of her channel's feature on the Meat channel. However, Jordan has actually denied any connection with the channel. A final theory suggests that it could be a prank gone wrong. In her final video, No More, person Toby is saying that it was harmless at first, but then it all went wrong. What we do know is that in January of 2016, the Meat Sleep YouTube channel was reported to Anonymous. This is where that No More video was released. Just before that, all the videos had been taken down. In that video, it was revealed that it was a group of 11 people living in 8 separate countries. They're only named by their first names: Jay, Melissa, Stephen, Josh, Peter, Marcus, George, Naoki, Tom, Lena, and Brian. Psycho Makeup Girl. This is a video of a woman doing her makeup. However, she eventually starts to bang her head on the table. I'm sure you're all probably horrified by this. However, it is obviously fake. The person in the video is very much still alive and is a Haitian American actress named Nikia Seacrest. Mr. Hands.
Mr. Hands is another one of those shock videos of a man called Kenneth D. Pinion, who was filmed receiving anal sex from a horse. He had done this on multiple occasions before eventually succumbing to fatal injuries when he had received the anal sex. Kenneth was a Boeing engineer who worked for 8 years prior to that. The fatal incident that killed him took place in an unincorporated area in King County, Washington, United States. He said each deal was actually technically legal in Washington. Back in the 70s, a series of legislations were repealed which generally involved consensual sex between adults. Due to the outrage, a laws of it finally introduced that pretty much banned bestiality.
Nugumu. Nugumu is a virtual horror YouTuber. The videos usually consist of a mannequin standing in a black background with the light reflecting off it. There is an animated proportion to it, that being the mannequin's lips, that often speak repeat words and passively things that could threaten the viewer's life. Occasionally, Nugumu will use other dolls as well, but there has been some humorous moments from the channel. Petite Tube. Petite Tube is a French website that uses the algorithm to scan through it to find YouTube videos with very low views or little at all. They give the viewer a chance to view these videos despite the fact that very few people would have viewed them to begin with. There are two options to say whether or not the video is good or not. Briefly this year, the website burnt down. The users will now be greeted with a security warning before attempting to open the site. Bob Hickman. Bob Hickman is a YouTuber most well known in videos for saying that God has entered his body. He believes and claims that God is torturing him on a daily basis. He has published several books, and in and around Indianapolis, he has been known for advertising his channel on his car and various other religious messaging. People online believe Bob Hickman likely has some form of mental illness. BME Pain Olympics. The BME Pain Olympics was a competition run by Body Modification Enzyme, in which the competition would find out who has the highest tolerance for pain. The website was originally launched in 1994 by body modification enthusiast Shannon Lorat. People would engage in cock and ball torture, other forms of body modification, and even body mutilations. Also at BME Fest in 2003. In the event, some participants would drink hot sauce, pull their foreheads, and see how much weight one can carry. In 2007, there was a viral hoax video claiming it to be the final round of the BME Pain Olympics. Though obviously the video is fake, as in the original version of the video, there's a message confirming that it is fake. Robert Helpman. I'm a little unsure as to what this entry is referring to. Searching up Robert Helpman in Google only give you the Australian ballet dancer of the same name, who started Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Now, I think we can know for sure that this definitely is not what the Iceberg is referring to, so if anyone does know, help me out in the description or comments. Encyclopedia Dramatica. Encyclopedia Dramatica is a satirical internet wiki. It categorizes and documents internet memes and phenomena. It also has some not safe for work content. 2010 had an article on Australian Aborigines which many viewed as racist. The Australian Human Rights Commission filed a complaint to Google and it removed from the Australian version of Google. It also had a role in the trolling of Chris Chan, has documented her extensively. Eel Slap. Eel Slap is another one of those useless websites where there is an animated picture of a man getting slapped in the face by an eel, which happens as you move the cursor across the picture. Interview 2016. Interview 2016 is an EP by experimental hip-hop group Death Grips. The EP's thumbnail cover is an image of Matthew Hoffman, who did an interview video with them. In the video, Matthew Hoffman is simply watching them and interviewing them. There isn't any actual audio from the performance or the interview either. Dan Sullivan. This is another one where I don't know what it actually is referring to. When searching Dan Sullivan, I usually get either a United States Senator or an author. It also has an NS tag to it, which I doubt that it's referring to the senator or the author. So if any of you know what it is, let me know. Mr. Girl. Mr. Girl is a YouTuber whose real name is Max Carson, and notably made a positive review of the film Cuties, which obviously attracted a lot of backlash. Prior to that, he started out making gaming videos, then eventually he made videos criticizing both the left and right, like social justice warriors and anti-SJWs. In 2019, he started making film and TV review. In his review of Cuties, he admitted that the children in the film he admitted were hot. He's even admitted to beating his ex-wife. So, not a good person, obviously. Alien spider creature crawling on building. Alien spider creature crawling on building is an infamous fake video of a giant spider crawling on a building. The video was posted in 2014 and originated in Russia. Obviously, it is fake. lot of people obviously fell for it at the time. It's a very well put together video though. CGI is terrible, obviously. Nicholas Fedorov. Nicholas Fedorov was an artist on YouTube who created bizarre animations using old computer tech, usually Windows 98 era. He even used a real VCR to make footage look authentic. The YouTube channel was deleted, however there are re-uploads of his videos. After the deletion of his channel, he claimed he was doing quite well with his fiancée. Very little is known about his life after the deletion of his channel. He also claimed he had moved out of the country. Lisa Holm. Lisa Holm was a 17-year-old Swedish girl. She went missing shortly after the end of her shift on the 7th of June 2015. She texted her father saying she was on her way home on her moped. However, she didn't show up, so her father went to the cafe, found her moped and the keys in the ignition. Her body was discovered on the Friday the 12th of June, in a work shed nearby. The person behind the death was a Lithuanian man. In 2016, he was sentenced to life imprisonment and later is now serving his sentence in his home country, Lithuania. Penhurst found footage. Penhurst found footage is an 8-minute video of college students touring the Penhurst Asylum. This is an asylum that houses mentally ill people. The college students are walking through various different rooms of the asylum, showcasing the abandonment aspect of it. As you can see on the video, it was recorded in May of 2008. But there is another story attached to these videos. Shortly after these videos were made, the students in the video went missing and have never been heard from since. The story claiming that they went missing is just nonsense. There is no evidence to suggest that any white college-age students went missing around the Penhurst Asylum area in 2008. The videos were posted by Random Video Circus. It appears as though the person behind the video is also basically behind the channel, pretty much just proving the theory that they went missing. 2020 Vision. 2020 Vision was a YouTube channel that is purported to have predicted people's famous celebrities' deaths in 2020 accurately. Most notably Kobe Bryant, Olivia de Havilland, Kasim Soleimani, Alex Trebek, Christopher Tolkien, Robert Conrad, and so forth. It is believed that this was pulled off because most of the videos all the videos on the channel were privated. However, the channel's owner, or the person running it, made the videos public. This is because, actually I forgot to mention that the videos were actually posted in 2017. So if any of the celebrities that he made videos for actually died in 2020, he would make them public to give off the impression that he predicted their deaths. Grape Kun. Grape Kun was the name of a penguin at the Tobo Zoo in Japan who gained an affinity for a cardboard cutout of an anthropomorphic penguin character, Hulululu, from the show Kimono Friends. This originally happened in 2017. A tweet on April the 25th claimed that the penguin had been staring at her all morning. The story went viral quite quickly. In May, the voice actress for the character visited him in the zoo. However, in October 2017, he had to be removed from the display because he noticed changes in the physical condition of the animal. On the 12th, the zoo staff confirmed the penguin had passed away. After the news was shared, people made art paying tribute to the penguin. Vagina Bacon. Vagina Bacon, another awful Reddit story. A woman posted to Reddit something she menstruated out of her vagina one day. The thing appeared to resemble a bacon. She decided to fry it, but she decided not to eat it. Everyone was wondering what it actually was. People believed it to be shredded uterus lining. Blowfly Glow. This is another one of those infamous internet stories. It is a story of a woman who heads into a dumpster sexual experience involving maggots. She orgasms for hours before finally shitting herself on the bed and having to go to the hospital. It first appeared on GeoCities in 2005. She launched a blogspot in 2009 which has been active ever since. Generally posts about her life, job and depression. The story is hailed as one of the most infamous copypasters of all time. Justin Wayne made a video about it in 2019 which got over 210,000 views. So this is the fourth tier of the internet iceberg. I hope you enjoyed and like and subscribe.